Hello, ladies, gentlemen, unicorns, and ducks. That's right. The game we're about to play today is based on one of the greatest Saturday morning cartoon shows there ever was. Yes, that's right, there ever was. There won't be any better one. Made by Disney. And yeah, the game is based on this one, and it was one of the first licensed games. And it is, of course, no ponytails, no cottontails, but ducktales. Yeah, this game was made by Capcom in, I think, around 1990, 1991. And yeah, the first they made the NES version, this one here. And the port for the Game Boy came out 1 year after this great game here. But why did it take 1 year just for a port? I mean, is it really that hard to port a game to the Game Boy? I mean, it's pretty much finished, right? Yes, there is, unless you're a completely ignorant fool who doesn't know really much about how complicated it can be turning level design and the whole game designs from an NES to the Game Boy. And I'm not naming any names, but there are some people out there that really don't know how to do this. Bart Simpson's escape from Camp Deadly. Sorry. So yeah, this is a game by Capcom, and what Capcom did before was Rockman, or as we know it, the Mega Man games. And pretty much the same team that worked on Mega Man also is responsible for DuckTales. And yeah, it plays like a Mega Man game. It even sounds a little bit like a Mega Man game, but still is completely different. So let's have a sip of McCafe coffee and dive right in. Yeah, you just need the first 4 notes of this memorable theme, and if you know it, it's stuck in your head for days. So you're welcome. Alright, for this playthrough we're playing on easy. The game isn't really hard by itself, and it's much easier than the NES version, and it's not as complete, but we're playing on easy, so we have a great old time. So the level select here, we can select between 5 levels, and there's a last level, but it's pretty much the same as Transylvania, so sorry for the spoilers. So I think we start where everybody would start, the first level that's selected. So, and we control here Scrooge McDuck. The first thing you will notice is that it's a good platformer, it feels really nice, the controls are great, no comparison to the Bart Simpson game, and you jump with A, but how do you attack? I mean, if I push B, nothing happens. Really, nothing. Does he shoot? Does Uncle Scrooge shoot with a gun that's mounted on his hand? Well, not quite, he uses his cane. And there are 2 uses for his cane. One thing is if you walk up to an object and just keep walking and then push B, Scrooge hits it with his cane. The other thing is you can jump, and when you push B and down midair, you can do the pogo jump. And this is Scrooge's probably only means of disposing of enemies. And as you see it, it's also very useful because the enemies respawn. If I just walk back a little bit, but in this case it's quite good that they respawn, so you can have just another try if you don't manage to get one of those treasure chests. The other thing is, as you've just seen, the game is chock full with secrets and secret blocks and blocks that appear when you walk there. But it's not frustrating where you just have to make a leap of faith or that kind of stuff. You just think, yeah, there could be something there, but and usually there is. So this is really rewarding. Like here, but just hit those tree trunks here. Okay, this one is empty, but there one we had in this one we had a diamond, of course. Another thing you can do with this whacking technique is, of course, with smaller objects. As you've seen, you can hit them. So I leave now those 2 chests alone because I recall that whatever is in there I will need later on, because I need to make this jump, and for this I have to take damage on the upper spikes here. I can't avoid taking damage here, or at least I didn't manage to do it, but we will. It's not that big of a problem, because since we're playing on easy, Scrooge takes half the damage. And here's our first secret area. So whenever you run up to the screen and you see something there, just try boing, bouncing up and yeah, walking on top of the screen. Good, so our reward are some more diamonds. I wanted to say dynamites, but that's completely wrong. Of course it's diamonds, because diamonds are forever, and this cupcake gave us back some health or ice cream or whatever it was. The backstory is, I think, Uncle Scrooge, as always, made some ill-advised bet with, I think, McMoneysack. And yeah, and pretty much has to amass as much treasure as he can. So now what's in those chests here? This was some cake for full health, and here we have... This one was an extra life. It's a little Scrooge doll. Alright, let's try this here. And yeah, you see pretty early the game teaches you to look out for secrets. And yeah, and pretty much that's really something you need to have ingrained. Yeah, just keep looking for secrets, because in the later stages you have to find secrets to beat the game. But as I said, it's not that hard, and definitely easier than the NES version. Okay, this wasn't too good, but we will prevail. So yeah, it's a little bit different than the NES version, mostly because cake, great. Mostly because, of course, the screen size of the Game Boy is much smaller than the NES, and there's also some content missing, because this whole ROM here, this complete game, music, sound, graphics, everything is 64 kilobytes. So yeah, that's some tight game design. So, but you can see here with those big sprites, especially on the Game Boy, it really, damn it. It's not that great. Sometimes you just have this slowdown here, but that's okay. Damn it, if I manage to let go of the rope. So here I think it's called Launchpad McQuack or McDuck. I frankly I don't know all the names of the characters in English, because I grew up with DuckTales, and of course they had German names, and the German names are what I will call them. So, for example, Scrooge McDuck is called Dagobert in German, which is a very fun name, because it's such an antiquated and old first name, which also is very fitting to the character. So we don't want to get eaten by those plants here. This looks like a little shop of horror here. And do we want a lift back to Duckburg? Yes or no? No, we don't want to. Here in the Game Boy version, I'm going to take a shortcut now. In the NES version, you can take the shortcut right away, and also, which is not really feasible in the NES version, because there you have to have a certain amount of money, or actually score, to be able to pass through some kind of gate. It's the only place in the NES version where it asks you for a certain amount of points, and if you haven't really opened each of those treasure chests and found pretty much all the secrets, you can't really progress there. So I'm not that much a fan of this feature of the NES version. But yeah, as I said, this is the Game Boy version, and it's much more forgiving and much easier. And here, is there something hidden here? I don't know, but it looks something could have been hidden here. Or here in those blocks. Oh yes, of course. So yeah, it's a little bit, in my opinion, a little bit like Skyrim, because sometimes where you think, yeah, there could have been something interesting there usually is. So we are here at the first boss fight, and also on Game Boy this is real simple. You just have to hit this totem, this jumping totem here, when he's on the ground, and you don't have to be on the ground yourself, because then, just like this, you get stunned. So it's just a matter of timing. Yeah, it's not, you can't compare it to the boss fights or difficulty of the Mega Man games. But by itself, it's a really fun little game. So here's the treasure of the Amazon, whatever this was. Cheers. Alright, tally up the money. Always feels good counting money. I mean, it's just score, but it always feels good to be counting money. Alright, the next level. Let's go to Transylvania. By the way, I love the music of all the stages, but the moon stage, we will keep this one for last because it's the most memorable and one of the greatest NES and Game Boy soundtracks for that matter. So yeah, as I said, this is a really great port. I mean, despite the lack of colors, despite the screen size or the memory constraints, it feels as pretty much the same as the NES version. And this is not a small feat. But yeah, Capcom, I mean, they know what they were doing. So okay, now those knight's armors, if I hit them, sometimes there's a treasure chest, but sometimes also the helmet comes off. So there's Webby, I think she's called Webby. In German she's called Nikki for some reason. Help, Huey has been kidnapped, save him please. Oh, of course, Huey, Dewey and Louie always getting kidnapped. Oh, there was an invincible item here. Well, I don't really need it, but thank you, game. Thank you. So I think here is Huey or Dewey or Louie. Thanks, Uncle Scrooge. Guess what? This house has an illusion wall. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Oh, of course. Now that I used my block, I can't jump up this high to really hit the treasure chest here. Maybe like this. No, it doesn't work. But that's all right. Good. We now have here falling ceiling and some spikes down here. But yeah, it's pretty simple. And I think there was a hidden treasure chest. Yes, we can use this one as a stepping stone. Alright. Yeah, and those mirrors are teleporters, which I find pretty fitting and neat. And a fun thing here, those tombstones, they read RIP. In the original version, I think they were crosses, but Nintendo is really hard lining about their guide of conduct for NES games, and which states clearly, yeah, no reference to politics. By the way, you can do this. No reference to politics or religion, and this is why not even the tombstones are allowed to have a cross. So I think there's something in here. Oh, of course, it's a spooky ghost. Okay, let's avoid the spooky ghost. Ah, there's the illusion wall. Right. What do we have here? This one gives us another heart container, as it would be in Zelda games. It means, yeah, as you've noticed, we got now 4 hit points, which means 8, actually, because we're playing here on easy mode. Right. So yeah, you just want to keep hitting those knight's armors. But I don't know what the right route is, but I think we're not too far off here. As a kid, I always enjoyed doing this, where you can even get rid of the effect of the knight's helmet dropping. Alright, yes, I remember this now. Okay, I have now to... Was it F1 or Shift F1? Yes, I'm using save states here in the emulator because I'm lazy. So I just have to duck here and jump, and this is why we're using a save state. But if you don't care about losing your health points, you just take a hit here and the jump is much easier. Well, and this is one of the downsides of this, yeah, pretty forgiving difficulty. If you die, you start at the beginning and all the items you picked up aren't there anymore, but the enemies are. So, yeah. But now let's not take the lorry, or what's it called, but go this way here. And I mean, even the enemies are the same as on the NES version. Of course, the levels are simpler and not as... But look at this here. Ah, damn it. You didn't see it. What I could do with ball and chain here. Pretty much, I mean, you probably guessed it. I can use the ball to just whack the mummy. So if it goes this direction, this one here. No, go the other way. Not me, the other way. Yes. Okay, yeah, it didn't really work out, but it kind of did. So yeah. Good. So we're here at which way to go, left or right? What do you say, internet? Yes, right you are. I think. Yeah, I think this looks correct. Well, I don't quite remember, to be honest. So I can't get up here, so let's use my whacking cane here. And I mean, the mechanic of Scrooge using his cane as a pogo stick, I mean, it's a completely arbitrary for one thing, but on the other hand, it's really fitting, and especially the game benefits from it, and it feels pretty natural once you've figured out how to do this. Oh, okay, so there's no way there. Thank you, respawning level architecture. Thank you very much. I think I have to drop down here. Yeah, this is one of the downsides of the game, is that you don't really know where you're allowed to drop and where it just outright kills you. Oh, right, there are ghosts. Spooky ghosts, and they're always at the level where you are when they spawn, so I use here my jump, so that ghost up here. Ah, this was stupid. Okay. You know what? I'm going to reload now here, and we see the level up here, how it would progress from here. Good, this was good. And also here. Come on, jump! Oh, damn it. Okay, one more time. Now I get hit here, so I can hopefully make the jump here. And I get here and hit here another time, so that it's much easier to jump. I don't know why these cards are in there, but yeah. I mean, it's a nice technical achievement, but I mean, you get here the cake now to fill up your health points, so you're good anyway. So okay, this one was good. Oh, an extra life, great. So here you can actually tell that there's something underneath because of the tiles. They have those cave ceiling images here, and more treasure. I likes me some treasure. Always get hit when I try to do this. The window of opportunity is really small on this one. Good. Should we go down here or take the teleporter? You know what? Going what everybody's doing who's playing Telltale games. I'm going to save here, and sorry for hitting the microphone, and we'll see how deep this rabbit hole goes. Oh, great. Cupcake and cupcake. Good. Another one. Treasure and treasure. Oh, more treasure. Oh, damn it. Oh, alright, and here we are again. Okay. Yeah, let's just keep going from here. And maybe make another save point here. Good. Oh, those old games. You had to do everything yourself, even the checkpoints. Ah, well. Good, so this goes here. Good. I think there was another one here, right? I don't think you can pogo them away, so good. So now here we have, I think she's called Magica Dispel. And here on the Game Boy it's really simple because the screen is not so high, so that you pretty much guaranteed to hit her. On the NES, if she turns into a vulture or what she is here, yeah, she can be out of reach. But now, I mean, this was really simple. Good, some coin. Cheers. Ah, I'm enjoying this game. I've played it religiously on my Game Boy, and I haven't beaten a lot of games in my days back then as a hopeful youth, but this one I have. I don't think I even managed to do it on difficult. Alright, the African mines. There's a cute little slug. This one is really cute. But I think, oh, why is he here? Alright, I need a key. It's in Transylvania, of course. When I lose my keys or don't know where I put my keys, I ask Connie and I say, oh, damn it, where are my car keys? Connie, do you know where my car keys are? And she says, yes, in Transylvania. So, let's go to Transylvania. And we have here Transylvania level recycle number 1. Where... I don't recall where the key is. Where is it? Alright, yes, of course. I think in here. Eureka! It's the skeleton key to the mine. Alrighty then. let's go to the mine again. Good. And now we can walk right through, which is kind of nice. Oh, you see those big containers. This is coal, and if you've paid attention, it's cool. When they told you that carbonite or coal, when you put it under a lot of pressure for thousands of years, gets compressed and changes its structure so that the carbon gets turned into diamonds. So let's put some pressure on this by whacking it, and there's a diamond. I think this is real nice and real cute. I love this stuff because it's video game logic, right? I mean, it doesn't really make sense, but it kind of does. It's like adventure, good old adventure games. Oh, and if you noticed here when we went up and down here to the right, of course, there's a secret passage. Well, how about that? Yeah, you play this game pretty much for the high score. How do I get this? Can I jump? Oh, yes. Just doing some gymnastics here with the buttons and you can get to anywhere. Little slug. There's, I think, one really annoying part here. No, and this wasn't it. I think there's something with some guys jumping out of the water or something. Ah, damn it, took a hit. But here we have another secret, and it's a hidden treasure, of course it is. Okay, this one is not good. This one is a hungry flower. And we know when... Oh, this one was a cake. Very nice. So, alright, yes, this is the water. So I'm saving it again, and it's all about timing. So, boing. And come on, yes. Yes, no. Oh, okay. Thank you, emulator. I mean, it's really lazy for one thing, using an emulator and just saving and loading wherever you want. For one thing, but on the other thing, yeah, actually I was, damn it, I was really torn between both sides of the issue. I mean, you're not experiencing those old games like they were intended back then, right? You're actually in some kind of way cheating because you're, yeah, essentially putting your own constraints in terms of saving, which essentially means no constraints, and not adhere to what the designers thought were good safe spots and such. But on the other hand, games back then were not quite or not often made for a specific gaming experience in a way that it's easier for you, or this is what the game needs to tell you, or this is the meaning of the game. It like Souls. Like the Souls games, where they teach you, yeah, if you are stubborn, you will succeed in the end, but if you are greedy and don't have any patience, well, then you won't. And this was really cute, I bet. And yeah, and games back then were, for example, the Lion King games for the Super Nintendo. I think the second or third level was just impossibly hard. And not from a gameplay perspective, but more it's like a maze or some kind of puzzle. And why did it have to be this hard? Well, the publisher said, yeah, if kids get this game for one weekend and they can finish it in one weekend, yeah, they're not going to buy it or pester the parents that they should buy it. So yeah, let's make it so hard that it really takes a lot of time. So in this case, I'm all for save slots and save states because it means you can play a game. I mean, you still have to beat the game somehow, but you essentially you really take the punishing time component out of it. I mean, it's not that I'm having much more fun when I have to restart from the level's beginning for the fourth time because I don't make the jump because of some pixel glitches. So yeah, this is why I'm all in favor of saving. I don't recall quite now where the end boss is. This is, I think, the lowest cave here. Oh, damn it. Damn it, can't get to it. It's here. I don't recall this at all. Oh dear. I think... Oh great, yeah, I came to this one from the wrong side. So what's up here? Oh, there's Launchpad again. So yeah, you see the levels. What I like about the levels is that they're not linear, but also not too open. where it's where the fuck do I go, which are some levels tend to be just outright punishingly maze-like, but those aren't, and which I find really refreshing. They give you a sense of exploration, but not a sense of constant fear that you're not going to make it. I mean, the game, as you've seen, has a timer, so you can't dawdle around for hours, but it's also, yeah, it's actually inviting you to explore, and you won't get punished for it, which is great. You might even get rewarded by finding, yeah, some kind of treasures. So the boss fight, he just spins around, and this is the only obstacle between us and the treasure of the African mines. And yeah, this is quite questionable. I mean, it's a wealthy duck coming from some other place in the world, just invading those African mines, having no respect for whoever is there, whoever lives there, and just takes their treasures home to Duckburg. So I give you the finger, which is white capitalism and colonialism. So cheers to colonialism. Alright, we have now much more money than I will ever see in my whole life. But this is okay, because this is games, this is a fantasy. So I'm imagining that I'm incredibly wealthy and bouncing around in the Himalayas. So the Himalayas is nice, apart from the great upbeat music. I'm not hearing the music, I don't have the headphones on, but I know that it's great. So from a gameplay perspective, I mean, those are snow bunnies, and they are of course jumping in snow. But what if I try to pogo now here? Bam, this happens. I get stuck and pretty much trapped until I hit the jump button. So we have to time here our jumps perfectly and be sure not to get stuck in the snow. So I think there was some kind of mountain goat here, so it's all about timing. This one wasn't too good. We could drop from here. No, let's screw it. Let's keep going and take care of those snow bunnies. Did we drop here, or is there anything there? Yes! Yes, it's a cake. And this is a good, very forgiving, very friendly old game, because here the cake isn't a lie. That is very nice. So what's up here? Or how do I get up here? Of course, the ice is incredibly slippery. I mean, it's just, if I just push left or right, Scrooge just keeps on sliding, so... damn it. Come on! Yes! What's in there? Some more cake. Well, this wasn't really necessary. But good, alright. Let's continue this way. Oh, that's nice. I don't know what she's called in English, but in German she's called Frida. So she's supplying us with endless ice cream or cupcakes. This effect here now with Scrooge walking behind this icicle or whatever this is. I mean, even for the Game Boy, this is some really nice take. I mean, it's completely unnecessary, but yeah, there are a lot of games with that have some very unnecessary effects, but that are just charming and give the game or whatever it is so much more, yeah, charm and soul. Where you know, yeah, the people that made this game put this in for absolutely no reason, but just for it to look nice or charming. Especially in the Kirby games, I've noticed this. Okay, bad jump, probably, so I'm going to save one here, and yeah. This is what I expected of my jumping skill. Good. So let's hockey duck here. I mean, you know the hockey team, the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim? Well, I think this is pretty much the logo. This one, hockey playing duck. What's down here? Is this the final boss? I don't quite know. Let's make the Mighty Duck go away. Oh, I think this icicle drops now. I've played this game as a kid a lot, right? Yeah, and I recall not some definite danger, but I know this one feels odd. There's something that I don't like about this here. So, what's going on here? Baba's trapped in the ice. Please help him. Oh right, Baba Duck is also here in this game. I've completely forgot. So where's Baba Duck? Oh, here it is. And even one of the Beagle Boys. Can we get... Yes. How do I get him out here? Oh. You save me. Good. I show you secret treasure. Oh, that's nice. And we got now 5 health containers. So this is really nice. So yes, we saved Baba Duck. And yeah, the Beagle Boys, which is quite interesting of how they are called in German, because they are called the Panzerknacker, which essentially means the Vault Breakers or the Vault Crackers. Which is fitting, because that's they're constantly trying to do to get to Scrooge's money bin and yeah, pretty much crack it open. So I think we have to return up here. I think, oh, snow underground, great. I think there was something up here. I don't quite recall what the thread actually was. Oh right, this one. Cheers to that. Running out of cheap McDonald's coffee. So this is okay. Now I know. This is fine. Snow bunny. There. Wealthy snow bunny actually. Up here. Is there some? Okay, cupcake, cake. The cake here in these old games never is a lie. This is so comforting. So I think this one is a moving platform. Oh, yes, right, I recall this. This one also was a little bit more drawn out in the NES version. Oh, we're already at the boss, and of course it is the Yeti. Boink! Yeah, this is the closest thing we will ever come to a Mega Man kind of end boss in terms of patterns, but yeah, I mean this wasn't a challenge, really. And we got the snow globe, or whatever this was. Okay, taking on my last sips. Oh, not good. This is what you get when Starbucks is closed up. Great. And now, my most favorite level of this game. It's even greater, this one in the NES version, but it's also great in the Game Boy version. And for one thing, the music, you probably won't be hearing much of it for all the sound effects that are going on. And it's as with all the music in this game, it's a little bit raw in a sense, as you've noticed. It's not that very polished or refined, but it's just raw power. And for those of you who listen to good old Iggy Pop stuff, you probably notice my reference. So what I like about this level is that instead of the other levels, it really feels like some kind of architecture for one thing. I'm not going to use this invincibility now because I'm so good at this game, I don't need this. If you've noticed, we started here on the moon surface and jumped across some craters, but up here, what's this? This is some kind of odd structure for the moon, and it works like... Well, it doesn't work like this, but yeah. But again, if we look at this level, we start here with some kind of odd robo-ducks and tentacle monsters, so of course those are aliens. And this one here is their ship on the upper parts of the screen. And we know it's huge because we have to jump up to grab this rope here to enter it, and this is the crew. There we have the first kind of other aliens, and it splits from left to right, so it's like you're really entering this big spaceship, and this is, as you see it's really simple 2D stuff. By the way, I've always wondered what those things here are. Those balls, I mean, are they generators or force fields? But I don't know. The balls just look so... I don't know. Those are orbs that look like you just want... They are this big and they're probably bright red and glowing, and I don't know. I have a strange obsession with orbs, but I'm probably not the only one. But a glowing orb can't take my eyes off it, or probably hands off it. So, and we can also see here now on the lower part here, this is where the spaceship ends. So it has a real sense. This is the only level where, at least, where I feel it has a sense of architecture and logic to it. So, but still, it's of course it's a pretty much guided tour. Still, this one is one of those levels that are the most open in a way, and we will see how this is. Here we have Webby again, and she says there's a key inside the UFO. We can't go on without it. So why does she know, or how does she know? Well, we will never find out, but we should make sure that we get the key, because we will need it to progress. Is this one the key? No, it's an extra life, but I take it. I take it, thank you very much. Okay, I thought it would drop down, but it didn't. So can we go on here? Of course, no, I don't want a lift back to Duckburg. No and no. I don't know why you would want this, but I think if you're... Oh, this is a nice glitch, or maybe it's intended. If you're not standing completely on the spikes, just by a few pixels, you won't get hurt. And this is how you can make this jump. So I think it's intentional. But yeah, I think the only reason to go back to Duckburg and then enter the level again is, yeah, just for some more of those sweet points. Or here it's a little bit more tangible. It's sweet dollars. And yeah, as I said, this game in the last level, this one here, you have really to find this secret here. So we have here a diamond, and here it's, of course, this is the key to the... Oh, better get it. It's the key to the UFO, of course. I mean, we are already in the UFO, but apparently there are some sections cut off, and we need a good old-fashioned key to access it. Oh, right, and I shouldn't go. I don't think I should go this way already. Was Webby here? Was she standing here, or was it one deck below? I think it was one deck below. Right. So as I said, yeah, it has a real sense of place, this one here, for some reason. I don't know why I'm obsessing over this. So now Webby is gone and we can pass through this wall here. And this little joystick thing, what could it be? Well, of course it's... Bless me bagpipes! Now Gizmo Duck can blast that wall! What wall? Well, we don't know why Scrooge knows or why we need this or anything. So yeah, it's from a perspective of managing the state of the game and what the player has already seen. Yeah, it's a platformer. That's not the point. I'm probably overthinking this too much. But yeah, first we need the key to get to this wall, and after we are this wall, we need to get the remote so we can steer Gizmo Duck to blast off that wall, whatever this means. We will get to this in a bit, but this level also reminds me of some of the better levels of Duke Nukem 3D for exactly for this reason. It feels like you're on a journey. You're starting there in front of a spaceship, and then you go through the spaceship and here outside the spaceship again, and now you drop down somewhere, and there's even some platforming, I think. Oh, it's a hidden treasure. This one was very hard to find on the NES. Let's save here again, just to be sure that I don't have to redo this all stuff again here. Yeah, this one is really... This is the worst platforming, because those things drop here, and I don't know how I did it, but let's save here. Yeah, to finish my sentence, it feels like a level of Duke Nukem because it's a whole adventure. You start out in front of a spaceship, and in the end, you're on the moon surface again. Not quite the surface. You're even in the moon caverns. Oh, damn it! Damn the slowdown. So yes, and this is Gizmo Duck. Can we interact? No. He's now part of the background. But anyway, now we're here inside some other part of the moon, deep inside the moon, in the moon caverns. And for some reason the Beagle Boys are here. Well, it was great until the Beagle Boys showed up. So yeah, maybe this could be improved upon with some different enemies we haven't seen before, because they just keep walking from left to right, so this is not really that interesting. Is there something up here? Of course. There always is. As I said, if you thought you would find something, you will find. So the boss here, of course, the moon is essentially just a big slice of cheese, right? It's just a big wheel of cheese. So what does what cheese attracts? Well, it's rats and mice. course, we have here the Mouse of the Moon, and is probably the silliest and stupidest and more easiest boss battle. And here's the big cheese. Oh, nice cheese, Gromit. Good. Now that we've beaten pretty much the game, well, is this already the end after we've seen how much money we've actually gotten? Well, that's a lot of money. All land clear. Well, my English isn't the best, but it's a little bit better than this sentence. But now, oh my god, what is happening? Ha ha ha! If you want to get back the treasures, come to Dracula Duck Manor. Oh, and it's recycle of the Transylvania level number 2. Good. But now this one is a little bit, because it's the final stage, it's a bit harder in a sense that, yeah, you only have enemies and I don't think you have power-ups. I think it's just the enemies. You don't find anything in terms of, yeah, power-ups. Sorry, I don't know how to end the sentence. Okay, no, but yes. Yes, but no, but yes, but no. Good. What did we said last time? The right one, right? You know what? I'm going to save here and we try the left one. Oh, okay, I don't know where we are here, but this one looks like an exit. Oh, of course, there we are again. Right. Good. Falling blocks of the collapsing bridge. And we already know the level, so yeah, this is also a little critique that I have, is that at least for the last level, for the fun level, I mean, the challenge is not finding your way around or steering clear of the enemies. It doesn't feel like a challenge, it's just, yeah, some busy work the game expects you to do. So, Dracula Duck, the hardest boss of the game, which is that the bats that drop, you have to use them as, yeah, stepping stones, but if you are constantly pogo jumping, the bats will spawn, if we try this out for now, will spawn at the level that I am. Not this one, okay, not this one here, but I was too slow now. But on the NES I think it was like this. Yeah, here I can't jump on this one, so I have to stay on the ground and do my pogo jumping, time it perfectly, so too slow. For all the easy boss battles, I've really gotten soft, so come on, one more time, and then we know who is behind all that. Okay, I'm getting a little bit impatient. Patience, young cricket, patience. So good, I think. Now, but oh my god, who's this? You may have beaten Dracula Duck, but not me. If you want the treasures back, you'll have to catch me. Yeah. Oh, sorry. It's really not that hard if you see though. I mean, I'm going to save here now and see what happens if I don't catch them. Curse me kilts! Glomgold! Oh, Glomgold! In German he's called Mac Moneysack, which I find pretty fitting. So Glomgold has the treasures. I must fight Dracula Duck again. Really, game, this is your big payoff. Okay, so just load this one here and get the treasure ourselves. I mean, it could be more punishing, but that's the game, pretty much. That's DuckTales on the Game Boy. And this is pretty nice. If you don't mind the how they broken up the words here. Okay, let's leave. Duck Press. Okay, so it's a newspaper. Scrooge remains richest duck in the world. Daring Laura Scrooge McDuck has found the 5 legend airy treasure as making him the Rick has duck in the world. Yeah, you gotta fit them somehow onto a Game Boy screen. I mean, it could have been worse. I mean, it's not like congratulations, so. Good. Hudio and Louie. Hooray! Okay, it's Huey, Dewey, and Louie, colon, or line break. Hooray, Uncle Scrooge! Hooray, comma, Uncle Scrooge. We're glad you found the treasures, but don't forget we helped too! Well, did you? Think hard about this, really, did you? No, you didn't. You did what you always do, yeah? You've gotten yourself captured or kidnapped, or just stood around in a mine somewhere in Africa and waited for your good old Uncle Scrooge to come, just to tell him off that you say, "Oh, hello Uncle Scrooge, you want to go through the mine? Because you need the key. And it's in Transylvania." So yeah, you've helped. Didn't really help. Alright lads, I couldn't have done it without you. I'm really the richest duck in the world. And this is DuckTales on the Game Boy. Yeah, it's a great game, it's a fun game. Of course you can try to play it again for the high score, as we all did in the 80s. Well, in the arcades we did, but if you're going for a high score on a system and you just switch it off, it's gone, and you only have, I don't know, screenshots. I meant to say you only have a screenshot to break, but you couldn't even take screenshots of this. You had maybe take your photo camera and get the film developed, and then have the prints, and then have a blurry picture and say this is the high score of, yeah. But there was even a remastered version of DuckTales, and this remastered version, I think, maybe if you're interested, I mean, I have it in my Steam library. I have so much in my Steam library, pile of shame. Well, if you're interested, maybe, yeah, we'll have a look at it and see how it compares to this game, where it expanded upon it, and how the music actually sounds. Because, of course, you didn't hear much of the Moon theme, which I think is one of the greatest, musical pieces for the NES and the Game Boy of that era. And I've loved it so much that I even made a remix, I think, 10, 15 years ago of it. So my point is, thank you for watching, and see you next time for another Let's Play on the Game Boy. I don't know what it will be, but I'm covered. Alright, see you. Thanks for watching.